Hello and welcome to Oliveboard platform and very good afternoon to all of you. Hi, good afternoon everyone. I hope so I'm audible properly. Hi, good afternoon everyone. Please join quickly. My voice is okay? I'm visible, right? Okay, so let's begin this session and class also. So basically, in your yesterday's class, we have discussed the invasions or the invasion part, the Arab invasion and the Turkish invasion. Remember, the Muhammad Ghori was the Turkish invader who actually died in around in the year of 1205. Remember, and when he died, his representative, or you can say his slave, Qutbuddin Aibak, founded a Delhi Sultanate part, or you can say he founded the Mamluk dynasty in Delhi. Okay, and here start the journey of from here we can start the journey of Delhi Sultanate part. So first of all, let's discuss the time period of Delhi Sultanate, and the time period, of Delhi Sultanate is 1206. In 1205, Muhammad Ghori died, and in 1206 to 1526 AD is the time period of Delhi Sultanate. Clear? Any doubts here? No. Well, you can call it the see. So basically, we are beginning the medieval history kind of part, and there's a lot of literature source we have to cover. We discussed in a medieval history. First of all, the very popular source of medieval history is a Tehqiq-e-Hind, or you can say a Kitab-ul-Hind, which was written by Al-Baruni. Apart from this, Kitab-ul-Hind was the another source of Delhi Sultanate or the medieval history. Then after, the Amir Khusro is also a writer who wrote a lot of books on the medieval history part, right? So we have lot of sources or the literature sources depending on the or which are describing the medieval history in India. Clear, everyone? Are you guys here? Okay, so let's begin. First of all, the timing of Delhi Sultanate is 1206 to 1526 is the further timing. If you are watching this session in a recorded format, definitely you can put all your doubt in a doubt window. Either me or my teaching assistant will answer all your query. Okay. Now, first of all, we'll have a dynasty, and this particular dynasty. So, under this Delhi Sultanate, see here, timing 1206 to 1526 AD. Right? And if we talk about the time, if we talk about the dynasties which founded basically in the Delhi Sultanate part. So, first of all, the slave dynasty. Okay. Time period starts from 1206 to 1290 AD. This was the time period of slave dynasty. Then after, Khilji dynasty. Time period of Khilji dynasty starts 1290 to 1320 AD. Then after, Tughlaqs. (1320 to 1414 AD). After this, Sayyid dynasty. starts 1414 to 1451 AD, and the last is Lodi dynasty, right? 1526 AD. This was the timing as well as the series of, okay, no issues. So this was the timing of the Delhi Sultanate as well as the series of Delhi Sultanate part, okay? And the slave dynasty and the Mamluk dynasties was the first dynasty established under the Delhi Sultanate by whom? So by Qutbuddin Aibak. Clear? Now, so from this chart, you have to cover questions. For example, just set a chronological order of Delhi Sultanate dynasty. So in that case, you have to memorize the dynasty or the timing of the particular dynasty. For cater this type of question, again, you have to memorize this particular chart. Okay. There's a one short trick you can use for the Delhi Sultanate, these dynasties. For example, the trick is in Hindi. If you are okay with that, please adopt. Otherwise, just leave it or ignore. Okay. So it's a sugar khaya tasle mein. Tasla is like a container part actually. So if you are okay with the Hindi part, definitely you can take. Sugar is stand for slave, Kha stand for Khilji, Ta stand for Tughlaq, Sa stand for Sayyid, and La stand for Lodi. Okay, you can opt this trick to memorize the sequence of these dynasties. Clear? Okay, moving to the next part, and let's have discuss a very first dynasty which is termed as the Mamluk dynasty, or you can also term it as a slave dynasty. Okay, yeah, one more part. Sometime you will receive a question, which of the following dynasty is the longest serving dynasty under a Delhi Sultanate? Which of the following is the shortest serving dynasty under a Delhi Sultanate? So the longest serving dynasty of Delhi Sultanate is Tughlaq dynasty. Okay, and the shortest serving dynasty of Sultanate is Khilji. Shortest serving. Okay, this is a dynasty of slaves, or you can say a Mamluk. Okay, now, first of all, the Mamluk dynasty, the other name of Mamluk dynasty, sometime it is also known as a slave dynasty. And when Iltutmish entered this dynasty was also termed as the Ilbari dynasty. So if you receive this term also, the Ilbari dynasty, actually this particular dynasty is on the basis of Iltutmish. Okay, clear? Gulam. In a Hindi it is a Gulam, which is a meaning of slave. Okay, now the Mamluk dynasty or the slave dynasty was the first one established under the Delhi Sultanate. Established by whom? So established by Qutbuddin Aibak. Who was the Qutbuddin Aibak? Qutbuddin Aibak was the favorite slave of Muhammad Ghori, and when in 1205 Muhammad Ghori died, Qutbuddin was the one who established the Delhi Sultanate, the Mamluk dynasty under a Delhi or the northern region of India. Clear? Now, let's talk about the Qutbuddin Aibak. So, if there's a question, who established the Turkish rule in India? Qutbuddin Aibak was the one who established the Turkish rule because he was the slave of Turkish invader Muhammad Ghori. Clear? So, Qutbuddin Aibak assumed the region of government as an independent ruler in June 1206 and made Lahore his capital. So, he was the very kind type of ruler when he assumed the ownership, or when he assumed the crown actually. And firstly, his first capital, or the Qutbuddin Aibak's first capital, was Lahore. Okay, actually, when he founded, or when he founded his whole empire in this area, he got a one title name, and that title name was Malik. Okay, when he adorned this particular post and made his capital Lahore, after this incident, he termed, or he gave his basically he adopted a title named Malik, or you can say a Siflasar. Okay, now Qutbuddin Aibak was not a ruler, was not a basically a ruler. He did not accept the title, the Sultan title, you can say. Okay, he did not accept the Sultan title or the Sultan part. Okay, so let's have this whole conversation in a separate PDF. If you want to follow the complete PDF in a question form, definitely you'll have. Otherwise, I'm going to cover this particular chapter in a writing format. I hope so. You all will be okay with that. Just a minute. Okay. So let's discuss Qutbuddin Aibak from here. First of all, the timing of Qutbuddin Aibak was, it started from 1206 to 12010. Okay, he was the main founder. He was the main founder of, whether there's a question of founder of Delhi Sultanate, Qutbuddin Aibak again, whether there's a question of who was the founder of slave dynasty, Mamluk dynasty, okay, or the Turkish invasion, the Turk Samrajya, right? Turkish Empire in India. When he became a ruler, firstly, he started his ruling from a Lahore region. So that is why he made a Lahore as his capital. When he became a ruler, he got 2 or 3 different titles. For example, the first is Malik, right? The second is Padshah. Okay, and the third was also a that is a Lakh Baksh, or leave the Padshah, it's a Quran Khan. Just a minute. Quran Khan, as well as Lakh Baksh. So actually, he was a kind of ruler somewhat. When he became a ruler, he actually forgave the whole debt of his public. That is why the public of Lahore gave his a title name, that is a Lakh Baksh. And he strictly follow the Quran rules and regulations. So that is why he again adorned a one title, that is a Quran Khan. Clear, everyone? Is there any issues? Okay, please keep in mind that he did not accept the Sultan title ever. Okay, give off lakh. What is the meaning of lakh baksh? So it is a meaning of lakh baksh is give off lakh. Clear? Please tell me the about. Really, can we discuss this a little bit later or in the end of the class, because we are in middle of the topic actually. Are you okay? Okay, guys, any issues here? Can we move? Okay, so basically then after, when he start his ruling in a basically Indian region, then he started the construction of Qutub Minar. Qutub Minar. Okay, so this particular Qutub Minar part was established in India, and he started the construction in the year 1199 before AD in Delhi. But he actually laid the foundation of Qutub Minar. He did not cover or complete the Qutub Minar. So basically, why he built the Qutub Minar? In a memory of his one of Khalifa named Qutbuddin Bakhtiyar Kaki. Qutbuddin Bakhtiyar Kaki. So in a memory of Qutbuddin Bakhtiyar Kaki, he laid the foundation of Qutub Minar in Delhi. Okay, which was completed by the Iltutmish and the Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Clear? He also built two mosques. And the name of these two mosques was one was in Delhi, that was a Qubbatul Islam Mosque, and in Ajmer. Delhi and Ajmer. The mosque of Delhi was known as the Qubbatul Islam Mosque. Okay, and in Ajmer it was a Adhai Din Ka Jhopda. So definitely you will receive a question from this construction area, because in a Delhi Sultanate, the construction, the books, the literature work, these are very important, as well as the departments. Okay, so Adhai Din Ka Jhopda. So Adhai Din Ka Jhopda, Qubbatul Islam Mosque, and laid the foundation of Qutub Minar were the prominent and very important construction during the Qutbuddin Aibak. Clear, everyone? Is there any issues? Okay, then after, he ruled around 4 years, as you can see the time, 1206 to 10. So after ruling of 4 years, he was playing Chaugan. Chaugan is like a horse polo in a modern days, and he was playing Chaugan, and while playing Chaugan, he died by falling from the house. Okay, so finally he died in 1210 AD. This was the timing of the Qutbuddin Aibak. Clear? Clear? But he was buried where? He was not buried in an Indian region. He was buried in Lahore. And after the death of Qutbuddin Aibak, his son Aram Shah became a next ruler or his successor. But as a name suggests, he actually spent his 6 to 8 months in a very peaceful manner. So that is why later on he was replaced by Iltutmish, another favorite slave of Qutbuddin Aibak, Iltutmish. Okay, so he was the next ruler named Aram Shah. But he actually spent around 6 to 8 months at the crown, and finally replaced by, are you okay with this format? Replaced by Iltutmish. Clear, everyone? Okay, so this is the condition, this is the format of your Qutbuddin Aibak here. Any issues, any doubts from Qutbuddin Aibak, please let me know in a comment section, or else we will move. Done? Okay, moving to the next part. Now, after Aram Shah, who will become a next ruler? Samshuddin Iltutmish. Sometime you'll have a question, what was the full name of Iltutmish? So that is why I have mentioned the Iltutmish, Samshuddin Iltutmish. See the time period. Time period starts from 1211 to 1236 AD. Okay, now he was a favorite slave of Qutbuddin Aibak, right? And he defeated and killed Aram Shah and became a next successor or the next ruler of Delhi Sultanate. Actually, he belongs to Ilbari tribe. So that is why his ruling time is also termed as the Ilbari dynasty in a very depth part. Okay, so if you find any question from a Ilbari dynasty, that means they are talking about the Iltutmish and Rukunuddin Firoz Shah and basically the Iltutmish time period. Okay, now as you can see the time period of Iltutmish, see here 1211 to 1236 AD. That means if you minus 36, if you minus 11 from a 36, it gives you around 25 years continuously. So he became a ruler for at least 25 years. So due to his rule 25 year around, he is termed as the real founder of Delhi Sultanate. See, Qutbuddin Aibak was the general founder. He was the founder because he established whole part. But his ruling time was only 4 years. But the Iltutmish ruling time was around 25 years. So he established the system, he established the currency part, he established the economic part, he established the administrative, each and every thing. So that is why he is termed as the real founder of Delhi Sultanate. Clear, everyone? Any issues? Now, what was the capital of Qutbuddin Aibak when he was ruling? So his capital was Lahore. Iltutmish, the one who shifted his capital from Lahore to Delhi. This was the first and the biggest part of Delhi Sultanate held by the Iltutmish. Clear? Any issues? Okay. Now, during when actually Iltutmish ruled, during his ruling, who invaded India? So Mongol invasions also done during the Iltutmish, or Mongol invasions started during the Iltutmish ruling. The Mongol invasion maximized during the Khilji's ruling. Okay, so these are also a very important point in a question point of view. Now, if we talk about the other part of Iltutmish, so as you can see, he ruled a lot of time. So the Qutbuddin Aibak, who laid the foundation of Qutub Minar, he was the one who completed the Qutub Minar construction. Okay, in Delhi. Also, he constructed or built Sultan Gadi in Delhi again. Now, Sultan Gadi was actually the first tomb. It was a first tomb which was constructed in India. So each and every tomb, the basic structure of any tomb in India is based on this Sultan Gadi. So that is why Iltutmish termed as the father of tomb. Father of tomb. Okay, as well as he's the real founder of Delhi Sultanate. Now, he also strengthened the financial system of Delhi Sultanate. So he introduced coins in India. First is Jeetal and second is Tanka. Tanka was a silver coin and Jeetal was a copper coin. Okay, you will see after the Iltutmish, each and every ruler of Delhi Sultanate will assume a title, that is a Sultan. So for that, behind the title of Sultan, actually Iltutmish is responsible. Why? See here. He got the authority letter from Baghdad Khalifa Al-Muntasir Billah. Okay, he got the authority letter of Sultan from Baghdad Khalifa Al-Muntasir Billah, which represent that each and every ruler of Delhi Sultanate after the Iltutmish will definitely or can assume a Sultan title without any coronation, without any annotation. Clear? Everyone? Any doubts or any issues from a single line? Please let me know in a comment box. Done? Now, between the year 226 to 36, he actually captured Ajmer, Ranthambore area, Ujjain. He was the one who destroyed the temples of Ujjain actually. Then after Gwalior, Nagpur, Odisha, Sambalpur, and added these small dynasties into Delhi Sultanate dynasty. Right? Now, authority letter is just a kind of title authority. That we want your authority, that the ruler of Delhi Sultan wants to assume a Sultan title on behalf of you. So this is a kind of authority letter. Done? Huh? Please let me know quickly. Done? Silver is a tanka, okay, and Jeetal, yeah. Authority letter of Al-Muntasir Billah, from Al-Muntasir Billah of the Sultan title. What do you want to pronounce? Once pronounced, madam, word. Al-Muntasir Billah. Okay. Guys, Are Baba, please quickly tell me, because this is a very lengthy chapter. Okay. Now, apart from this, actually his ruling time was 25 years. So there's a lot of things we have to cover in a Iltutmish part. Same. Again. Now, there are some important systems he also introduced. First of all, the Ikta system. So there's a question has been asked, who introduced the Ikta system? So for example, in a modern time, the India is divided into villages, then after districts, then after cities, then after metro city, then after a particular state or a region, then after a part, right? So in a case of Delhi Sultanate, there's a division of particular region, and that division of particular region is termed as Ikta system. Okay, so he divided the district part, or he divided his whole empire, his whole ruling into a different Iktas. Clear? For that title actually. Okay, now see here. Ikta system was also introduced by Iltutmish. Apart from this, he always concerned with his administration structure, and he always concerned with the financial structure of the Delhi Sultanate as well. So that is why he also introduced Turkan-e-Chehalgari. Turkan-e-Chehalgari. Sometimes this word is also termed as Chalisa. Okay, or you can say a group of 40 riches. 40 rich or prominent leaders, you can say. Actually, these 40 rates gives you a financial stability, financial strength, and at a place of financial strength, Iltutmish gave a kind of powers of Delhi Sultanate to them. So it is in a modern time, you can compare this as a board of director. Okay, so usually board of director and the investors invest in a company, and apart from instead of this financial structure, a company owner gives you a different kind of powers, right? So it was something like that, the Chalisa or the group of Chalisa or Turkani Chehelgani, or you can say a group of Chalis. Okay, any issues here? Now, he was the one who destroyed Ujjain Mahakal temple, Mahakaleshwar, because he was also against the Hinduism or the Hindu ruler. Clear, everyone? Now, in 1236, he died, and he had two sons and a daughter. Okay, two sons named Rukunuddin Firoz Shah and Behram Shah, and one daughter named Raziya Sultan. And Iltutmish clearly declared that he did not want to his son became a next ruler. He want his daughter Raziya Sultan will take authority and became a next successor or ruler. Clear, everyone? But in the support or with the support of that Turkani Chehelgani, Rukunuddin Firoz Shah, this became a next ruler. Please understand this part very calmly. Rukunuddin Firoz Shah. Okay, timing just 1236. Who was Rukunuddin Firoz Shah? He was a son of Iltutmish. Okay, with the support of Turkani Chehelgani, because Raziya was the first female who became became a ruler or the successor, and India was completely somewhat men dominating country. So this point was not mug up by the different successor, by the different ruler or the subedars of the particular iktas, right? So because of that part, the group of Turkani Chehelgani or the people of Turkani Chehelgani supported Rukunuddin Firoz Shah. Okay, and with their support, he became a next ruler, but only ruled for 6 months. And later on, Rukunuddin Firoz Shah, sorry, I'm writing in a very short. Rukunuddin Firoz Shah was killed by his own sister Raziya Sultan. And by kill Rukunuddin Firoz Shah, Raziya Sultan became our next ruler of India or Delhi Sultan. Timing 1236 to 1240 AD. She was the first woman who ever held a ruler, who ever hold a post or the ruling post in India or a Delhi Sultanate or even in Indian history. Okay. Now, when she became a ruler, she received a lot of issues, a lot of protest from a different kind of iktas or the subedar. Just give me a minute, everyone, please. Thank you. Any issues till now? So, when Raziya Sultan became a ruler, she actually received a lot of protest or huge protest from a different subedars, right? Generally, he tried to suppress those protests, but actually there was a very biggest protest from a one Ikta, a protest from a Bhatinda. Bhatinda Subedar gave a huge protest against Raziya Sultan. Okay, and the name of Bhatinda Subedar was Iltutmish. When Raziya Sultan got to know about this protest, she personally went to the Bhatinda with his very trustworthy person, Yaqut. He was the chief of army during the Raziya Sultan part. So Raziya and Yaqut went to Bhatinda to suppress this particular protest. But Bahram Shah already surrendered the Iltutmish, and Iltutmish on a last moment, Iltutmish killed Yaqut, right, and arrested the Raziya Sultan or detained Raziya Sultan. Okay. After spending a lot of time in a detention, finally Raziya Sultan took a one step, and that step was Raziya Sultan and Iltutmish got married. And when they returned to the Delhi region or the Delhi part, Bahram Shah or some goons actually killed the Raziya Sultan and the Iltutmish in 1240. Okay, so there's just a story in a case of Raziya Sultan we have to cover. Otherwise, the competitive part is she's the first, or she was the one, or she was the first woman who ever hold a authority post or the women ruler in India. Clear, everyone? Right? Female ruler of Delhi Sultanate, the first female ruler. Clear? Okay. So just for the story's sake, we can follow this. First female ruler. This is the main point in a case of Raziya Sultan. Now, remember, Iltutmish had two sons. First was Rukunuddin Firoz Shah. He became a ruler. Raziya Sultan also done. Now, who left? Bahram Shah. Okay, so let's start the Bahram Shah part. Bahram Shah, 1240 to 42 only. Okay. He was the son of, please answer. He was the son of, dash, dash, dash. Please answer. Okay. Just a minute. Okay, done. Now, actually, Bahram Shah was not a very good ruler, we can say. He was the lazy one also. So, he was the son of Iltutmish. And due to his laziness, he actually appointed a one post, or you can say he created a one post, okay, which is important in whole Delhi Sultanate. He created a new post, and that post is Malik-e-Nayab. There's a question in a prelims, who started a post? Malik-e-Nayab. Okay, so Bahram Shah started a post, Malik-e-Nayab, and randomly he appointed someone. He appointed Masood Shah on this Malik-e-Nayab post. Clear? But later on in a history, we got to know that this Masood Shah became a next ruler after the death of Bahram Shah, and Masood Shah became a next ruler. Now, who was Masood Shah? Timing was 1242 to 46. Actually, he was a son of Rukunuddin Firoz Shah. I hope so. Each and every thread is okay. Okay. Okay or not? Rukunuddin Firoz Shah. He was a son of Rukunuddin Firoz Shah. That means a grandson of Iltutmish. Iltutmish, Rukunuddin Firoz Shah, Masood Shah is the son of this Rukunuddin Firoz Shah. Clear? Now, actually, Masood Shah was also the lazy one. So, he appointed Ghayasuddin Balban. Ghayasuddin Balban. Balban is very significant ruler in Delhi Sultanate, or especially the slave dynasty. Actually, Balban was the real slave of Iltutmish, but he didn't have any chance to perform his ability. So when Masood Shah became a ruler, he actually organized or managed each and everything of Delhi Sultanate. So by impressing with Balban, Masood Shah appointed Balban at the post of Malik-e-Naya. Okay, and when Masood Shah died in 1246 actually, and then after Balban became a next ruler under a slave dynasty. Clear? The full name of Balban was Ghayasuddin Balban. ठीक है, Ghayasuddin Balban, or sometimes he's also known as the Balban part only. Okay. There's one more ruler between the Masood Shah and the Ghayasuddin Balban is the Nasiruddin Mahmud. Just leave that part, not so much important. So I'm just skipping a ruler. Okay. For your information, I'm just writing a name. Nasiruddin Mahmud. He was also a ruler. Okay. And Ghayasuddin Balban is the next one. He actually hold a time period from 1266 to 87 somewhat. Very cruel ruler kind of basically Ghayasuddin Balban's personality feel in a Delhi Sultanate part. He among his policy, there's one very important policy in Ghayasuddin Balban, and you have seen a question from this part also. He introduced one policy that was a blood and iron. Okay, so this policy was particularly introduced by the Ghayasuddin Balban. Actually, he killed a generation of a particular dynasty, and a left generation or the remaining generation, they became a slave of Ghayasuddin Balban. So that is why on this concept, this particular dynasty is termed as blood and iron policy. Clear? Okay. He also belongs to Ilbari tribe. Ilbari tribe. Remember, Iltutmish was also belongs to Ilbari tribe. Right? That is why he's a very important part. Okay. So he was a very cruel type of ruler, and he gave a title to himself as a Zil-e-Ilahi. What is the time? Oh. Zil-e-Ilahi, this was the title of basically Ghayasuddin Balban. Okay. As well as, remember the Chehelgani or Turkani Chehelgani or the Chalisa. Remember, introduced by Iltutmish. This Chalisa was ended by Balban. So there was a question that who ended or who closed the Turkani Chehelgani group or the Chalisa part. Okay. Then after, actually he was very interested in an army part of Delhi Sultanate. So for their army, he established one department, that is a Diwan-e-Arj. Very important, very, very, very important. Diwan-e-Arj was the first department which was established in a Delhi Sultanate, which is actually associated with a military power. military power. Okay, clear, everyone? Done? Now, finally, we have reached on the last ruler, and the last ruler of slave dynasty, not the Delhi Sultanate, was Qutbuddin. क्लास से क्या आपका? हाँ मेरी तो 5-8 बजे तक है. He was the last ruler of slave dynasty. Just keep in mind. I'm not stretching this part actually. There's also glitch of one ruler, but I'm not stretching that part because Qutbuddin is usually considered as a last ruler of slave dynasty. Clear? Clear? Okay. Now, whatever I have discussed here is also mentioned in a proper PDF format. So if you want to explore this PDF, definitely you can for the better writing part. Okay. So in this session, we have covered only the this part, the slave dynasty part only. Okay. In your next part, we will consider, actually this is the longest dynasty in a case of Delhi Sultanate. Otherwise, in a Khilji dynasty, only 3 rulers we have to cover. In a Tughlaq dynasty, again 3 rulers we have to cover. Then after, in a Sayyid dynasty, only 2 prominent ruler. Lodi, again 2 or 3 rulers. Okay, so this is the only dynasty which actually contain around 10 rulers, which is the longest in a term of rulers only. Okay, clear? I hope so. You got the content of Delhi Sultanate. This is a format we will use especially in a medieval history and the modern history. Are you okay with it? Clear? Clear? Okay. In the last session or the last part of Delhi Sultan, we will discuss the question of Delhi Sultanate. I'm not going to discuss the question in each and every segment. Okay. So in a last class of Delhi Sultanate, I will throw a one PDF of lot of questions of Delhi Sultanate. There's a n number of questions we will receive. Okay. Okay, everyone. So let's wrap up this class for today. Thank you so much. Don't forget to give a feedback, especially. Okay, bye-bye. I hope so you liked the class. I hope so you got each and every term in a history aspects. Finally. Done? Okay, so done from my side too. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Don't forget to give a feedback. Thank you. Bye. Take care.